Good evening, I'm Patricia Vallone with a CTV News update. In 3 days, thousands of Prince George's students returned to the classroom to begin hybrid learning. However, the county's teachers union says it's still worried about COVID safety issues. The labor group is concerned about testing, social distancing, and building ventilation. Union President Teresa Dudley says there have been several outbreaks among staff members who have already headed back to their schools. She also says she's worried about teacher workload.
I've got to teach my students that are in the classroom, and I've got to teach the students who are at home watching. That's very challenging. It's challenging because how do you do your grading? And there's been some. There was a letter that went out right before we left for spring break, telling the students, "Oh, you have amnesty."
Meantime, the teachers union will hold a rally at Eleanor Roosevelt High School on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Well, here are the latest from Maryland's COVID dashboard. More than 850 Marylanders have tested positive for COVID-19 in the last day. This brings the total number of confirmed cases to more than 418,000. Officials also say that 12 people have died from the coronavirus in the past 24 hours. The statewide death toll is more than 8,100. And the state's legislature's only physician says Maryland needs to do more to combat rising COVID infections across the region. Senator Clarence Lamb says he doesn't think a complete lockdown like we had last year is necessary, but he's in agreement with other health experts saying more stringent measures are needed to combat the virus. Areas of particular concern are indoor locations where patrons are maskless.
I think the state does need to take a closer look at potentially some more restrictions in place, because while we're vaccinating as many people as we can possibly do each day, we're still seeing the case rate go up and the positivity rate go up. So as a physician, what we found in many of the environments in the healthcare environment is that these common places of eating or sharing space where people are unmasked are particular areas of concern. That the most common place that we found the spread of COVID is when people are in break rooms or in lunch rooms and they're demasking and eating together. And so I think it is fair to re-examine whether or not the restrictions for restaurants is appropriate or whether some greater limitations need to be put in place.
Meantime, an audit released on Friday criticized Maryland's $9 million purchase of coronavirus tests from South Korea. Senator Lamb, who has been an outspoken critic of Hogan's action, says the audit confirms why all procurements must follow state law and regulatory requirements. A lawmaker who has been critical of the state's vaccine rollout says he is happy that all Marylanders 16 and older can now pre-register for the COVID vaccine. But Senator Jim Rosapep warns that getting on a wait list isn't the same as getting a dose in the arm.
There's some people for whom it's more accessible, for whom it's easier for them to sign up online, et cetera. And there's some people for whom it isn't. And so the solution to that, and the Secretary's working with us on that, is to figure out how to take the vaccines to people. An example that I always cite is local elementary schools. People know where their local elementary school is. They trust their local elementary school. There's no reason why in the areas where we're having trouble getting vaccines to people, we don't schedule, okay, on Thursday night, on Saturday afternoon, on Sunday afternoon, at this local elementary school, we're going to be doing vaccines. I mean, we're going to get there, but boy, it's a struggle.
Governor Hogan is scheduled to hold an update this afternoon regarding the state's vaccine plan. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. We'll be back in just a moment.
I am what child hunger looks like in America. I am a 9-year-old boy who hopes a friend invites me to a sleepover so I can have dinner. I am a 15-year-old girl who goes for walks during lunch so my friends won't know I don't have anything to eat. I am a 13-year-old boy who gets into fights at school just because I'm hungry. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 7 American children who struggle with hunger. Kids you pass by every day, but never knew they were hungry.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him. He's got to come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with Turtle is a perfect day and keeps me company when I'm doing schoolwork. I like it when he jumps up on the table too. He is a veggie thief. He's an incredible companion and my best friend. Can't say that I've met anybody that doesn't love him too. When I adopted Turtle, I discovered all the things that make him unique. He's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly he's all pure love.
The coronavirus has affected the African American community in many ways, including a drastic drop in blood donations. This is the time to take care of one another, and blood transfusions from healthy African American donors can be a life-saving treatment for patients with sickle cell disease or cancer. The American Red Cross adheres to the highest standards of safety and infection control and urges you to come out to donate. Please, make an appointment today at redcrossblood.org.
Welcome back. A Beltsville man has been arrested in connection with a reckless driving incident on the Beltway. Saturday evening, a group of motorists blocked 495 near Route 1 to perform car stunts. As police responded, the group drove off toward Interstate 95 and Powder Mill Road. That's where they encountered Jonathan Irureta. The 20-year-old was arrested on a number of charges, including driving 90 miles per hour in a 35-mile-hour zone. Well, you may save some money on your health plan under the American Rescue Act. The new law will make many residents eligible for low-cost or no-cost health insurance. Anyone who received unemployment benefits in 2021 can enroll in health coverage with monthly premiums as low as $0. Officials say if you enroll through the Maryland Health Connection, you may be eligible for significant savings.
Maryland is a state that has expanded Medicaid coverage, which means that even working families, if they meet a certain income criteria, could be eligible for Medicaid. And what we're learning now under the ARPA rule, a lot of families who have low-cost insurance are actually able to have insurance at no cost right now. We have some really good examples already of people that have come in just in the past few weeks. And we've had families that were able to achieve significant savings.
And officials say that the Prince George's Health Connect call center can help residents reevaluate their current health plans. The call center is available from Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. For assistance, dial 301-927-4500 or 240-719-2167. An effort to reward grocery stores that open in food deserts in Prince George's County fails in the Maryland General Assembly. The measure, which was proposed by Delegate Jazz Lewis and backed by County Executive Angela Alsobrooks, would have allowed those stores to sell beer and wine. But intense opposition from the liquor lobby and lawmakers outside of the county ultimately led to its demise. Supporters say that they plan to reintroduce the bill next year. And we will be back in just a moment. More news. Stay tuned.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second. Do you know who I am? Julia. This is Jaina. Into the future.
I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those two girls.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by
That one day at PE when they were yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much that helped me, because I finally knew that I had somebody. Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
I moved to Florida with literally pennies in my pocket and a prayer. I needed a new start. Dacian looks like a very typical 3-year-old until you ask him, "What's your name? How old are you?" My son has a lot of behaviors that would show as being autistic. Most kids can tolerate a variety of foods, but unfortunately for Dacian, everything has to be organic and raw. I wasn't ashamed to go to the food pantries. It's expensive to eat healthy, and nutrition is very important to Dacian's health. The healthy organic food that we receive dramatically helped his social skills. Most people would say, she really doesn't have much of a life, but to me, I have everything right there next to me and my son.
Children are spending more time at home. Teachers, parents, neighbors, and friends, it's up to you to keep them safe. Now more than ever, it's important to stay connected. By phone, video chat, and social media. If you have concerns or see changes in a child, be there for them. Ask questions. Seek help. Report suspected child abuse or neglect.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, Prince George's police are investigating an Easter morning fatal pedestrian incident. Officers were called to the 9,000 block of Annapolis Road in Lanham about 2:30 a.m. When they arrived, they found an adult woman unresponsive. She was pronounced dead on the scene. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact police. And Maryland State Police are investigating a multiple vehicle crash that killed 2 people on Easter Sunday in Bowie. One of the victims was the president of the Washington Teachers Union, 70-year-old Elizabeth Davis. Davis was driving a Honda on the southbound lanes of Route 301 when it crashed with a Toyota. She was taken to Prince George's Hospital, where she later died. The other driver, 68-year-old John Starr, was pronounced dead on the scene. The crash is still under investigation. Are you a doctor or a public health expert? If so, a local municipality needs your help. The city of Bowie is looking for a new public health officer. You'd make recommendations to the city council on issues related to COVID-19 and other public health matters. Mayor Tim Adams says the city needs public health expertise.
We have a lot of our elderly population and others that we just want to make sure that we're doing the best possible support and we're looking out for their well-being the best that we can. And that's where that public health officer becomes an extra body of knowledge and a true expert who can help us with that.
The position is unpaid. For more information, visit cityofbowie.org. And now for your weather forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of rain, lows in the 50s. Tuesday, partly sunny, highs around 72. Wednesday, sunny conditions and highs in the 70s. And Thursday, partly sunny during the day, possible showers at night. High temperatures will be in the upper 60s. And now for your community calendar, calling on nature enthusiasts ages 10 to 17. The Watkins Youth Birding Club is hosting an event this Saturday, April 10th. You're invited to come out and learn how to identify birds. The free event runs from 8 until 10 a.m. at the Watkins Nature Center in Upper Marlboro. For more information, call 301-699-2255. And that is your CTV News Update. I'm Patricia Vallone. Have a great evening.